as someone that consumes a lot of media, a lot of data, because I need to write and talk about property so often, one of my biggest realizations over the years is that the media is not there to educate. They are there to influence. And one of the questions that I'd like us to look at a little bit is, when you do have people coming to you saying, I read this, or I listened to this podcast and they told me that, and they've got so many different opinions about what's going on, like, how is the best way to unpack that with clients and really figure out what the fact is versus the fiction? Because I feel like we're in a day and age now where there's a lot of opinion that masquerades as fact. And that's got to make it so much more difficult for people to make a decision as to what they're going to buy, where they're going to buy, and when they're going to buy.
Look, I think you do have to be really, really careful and judicious about where you get your information from. And, we get asked all the time, and, we see clients, they're watching A Current Affair or Today Tonight or 60 Minutes. And, these are some of the worst possible places that you can get your investment advice.
Yeah.
I think as well, we get asked all the time by clients, I read this book by Harry Dent or by Robert Kiyosaki about, the next, economic implosion. And actually, one of the things we like to say in the office is Harry Dent, he's predicted 12 of the last 2 recessions. and so, these guys, there are guys out there that are perma-bears. And what's interesting about them, and I don't want to neg on them entirely, but I think what you've got to see is that, Harry Dent, for example, how does he make his money? He's not what I'd call a fiduciary. He's not involved in advising clients on how to invest. He's really in the book business. He's a published author. He's probably got newsletter subscriptions.
He's a ticket seller.
He's a ticket seller. So whether it's books, seminars, or newsletters, and I think Robert Kiyosaki's in the same bucket. So there's a whole bunch of these people out there, and so their business is really about generating an emotional reaction from people that can get them to consume their particular product. So you've got to be very, very careful about listening to those people. I think the media does get it wrong all the time, because I think so much of what they publish, just to get eyeballs, needs to be sensationalist.
The clickbait for the
that's right.
for the titles of stuff. Yeah, you're right.
And we know it's the fear that sells. I mean, it's not it's that really hooks and engages people. So it's that element that they're going to press. I think the last place you want to get your investment advice is Today Tonight or A Current Affair.
Yeah.
And but I think as well, we also see esteemed, respected commentators and even economists get it wrong. I remember there was an article that Chris Joy is quite a well-known economic commentator. I think he's published in Fairfax, might be in the Australian as well. And I think back in 2021 or thereabouts, there was an article that was published where he was saying that with COVID, he was expecting there to be a 30% decline
drop in property
in prices. Now, we've never had a 30% decline in our history. And I think, in fact, the largest decline we ever had was post the Banking Royal Commission.
2017.
And prices over a period of 18 months, 2 years dropped by, was just a little under 10%,
That's
about
right,
9.9%. But we've never seen 30%. We certainly didn't see 30% during COVID. In fact, it went the other way. So it doesn't matter whether it's, these authors, doesn't matter whether it's the Today Tonight or A Current Affair, or even the banks and their economists. We do have to be really, really careful about the news sources that we choose in relation to the investment decisions that we're making.
Yep.